so much fun to make fun of husbands, right? I mean, I'm really good at it because I was such a failure as one. I was terrified of actual vulnerability or intimacy. I was incapable of having honest, transparent talks about my feelings or fears or needs. Still struggle, actually. And sometimes I think it's funny to make fun of how oblivious husbands can be. But guess how much change that leads to in your relationships? None. We can all have a laugh, and it's good to laugh at ourselves, but at the end of the day, it's not funny when it's your relationship, is it? I mean, you wish he would just get it, right? You felt neglected or unappreciated for so long, and the bitterness and resentment has crept in, and you just feel so mad sometimes. And that's where I think comedy might do more harm than good. And you have to remember, my primary goal is a better relationship for you. Comedy is secondary, because at this point you just want to throw it in his face and say, see, you're the problem. Isn't that what we all think? I mean, they're the problem. I'm pulling my weight. I'm doing what I need to be doing. But they're toxic. And I completely understand that. I'm just warning you. Shame doesn't lead to change. No husband has ever been criticized into change. And I get it, you're having the same talks over and over and nothing is changing. He's not getting it. And you view him as unhealthy and oblivious. And you're right. But I'm also here to challenge you and to push you towards self-reflection and emotional maturity, because sometimes unhealthy attracted unhealthy. Yes, he needs to be held responsible, but maybe so do you. Is it possible that you put up with so many toxic and destructive behaviors from him because you don't feel like you deserve anything better? Is it possible that you're oblivious in some places when it comes to your people-pleasing, or your sweeping things under the rug, or your lack of boundaries, or the resentment that's built up inside of you that makes your conversations about your feelings turn into fights between both of you? Is it possible that you teach people how to treat you, and you haven't realized that since day one you've taught him that he can talk to you however he wants, and he can treat you however he wants? I'm simply asking, is it possible? Some of us think relationships just happen to us. Like getting with a toxic partner is just luck of the draw. Ah, man, I hope I do better next time. But that's not what happened. You ignored red flag after red flag in yourself and in them because no one taught you or modeled for you what real love or selflessness is supposed to look like. How he treats you is a reflection of him. How you allow him to treat you is a reflection of you. I'm not saying you deserve to be abused. I'm simply saying the only way to prevent emotional abuse and neglect in your relationships is by valuing and respecting yourself so much that you refuse to tolerate it. Your trauma is not your fault. Your fears of abandonment, the fact that your parents gave you inconsistent or absent love, isn't your fault. But healing and setting yourself up for the best chance at success in your most intimate relationships going forward is your responsibility. And you're going to hear a lot of people that watch my videos say, yep, that's why I divorced him, or that's why I'm about to divorce him. And I'm all for people getting out of abusive relationships, but let's start putting more guardrails at the top of the marriage cliff instead of just ambulances at the bottom. A lot of our problems could have been avoided by becoming the right type of person who isn't perfect, but is growing in self-awareness and emotional maturity and relational intelligence, instead of just ending up with toxic partners and then blaming and pointing the finger at them with no change. Because you deserve kindness and respect and appreciation and selflessness and mutual reciprocation in your relationships. So what do I want you to do? Well, I know it feels like a shameless plug, but I want you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. There's a button on my profile, and I have a bunch of videos coming out about narcissism and healing from trauma and getting unstuck from this cycle, or preventing it in the first place. And I just want to help in any way that I can. Thank you so much for watching.